Have you ever wondered what you would do if you lost everything? No savings, no investments, no emergency fund, no retirement account. Absolutely nothing. Sometimes I think about this more than most people.
Today I have a stock portfolio that's north of $100,000.
But what if it all disappeared? What if I had to start all over again from zero? What would I do? Would I panic? Would I buy lottery tickets? Would I start day trading? Or would I even try to sell feed pics online for money? What would I do? I don't think feed pics would be profitable for me, by the way. I'm just trying to be fun over here. And the answer is no, I wouldn't do any of that stuff. And absolutely, most definitely, I would not buy lottery tickets. I mean, feed pics maybe, but lottery tickets, that's absolutely absurd. That is insane. I would not do that. In fact, I would follow most of the same exact steps that I took to get here in the first place. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would do. Because wealth isn't about getting lucky once. And if I can do it once, I can do it twice. And if you can do it once, you can do it twice. So here is what I would do if I had to start all over at zero. Number one, I would increase income immediately. That is the first thing that I would focus on. Not even investing, increasing your income. Because you cannot invest money that you do not have. A lot of people obsessed over getting a 10% return on a $500 portfolio. That is $50. That will not change your life. Meanwhile, they're ignoring that they can earn thousands of more dollars a year by improving their income. If I had to start all over again, I'd focus on becoming more valuable. The more you learn, the more you earn. I would take on more responsibility than I was required to. I would work overtime and not ask to leave early. I remember in my previous job, before I took on a sales position, I pulled my manager into the office and I said, "Hey, how can I contribute more? How can I do better? How can I improve?" I remember being the manager's go-to guy, and when it was time to promote someone to a supervisor, I was the go-to guy. Or simply, you can find another job or position that pays more money. And I highly recommend learning sales and taking a sales position. Anyone can learn sales. It's not either you're good at sales or you're not. Anyone can learn that skill and develop it. And sales is not about being a pushy, aggressive salesperson. It is about helping. It's about figuring out your customers' needs and fulfilling those needs. And I'd look for other ways to just earn more money. If I got to sell something that I don't use, I'll sell it. I'll get rid of things, declutter, look for any way that you can to earn more money. Because in the beginning, the fastest way to build wealth is not your investments, it's your income. The more income you earn, the more you can save and eventually invest, and the faster things start to happen. Number two, I would avoid lifestyle inflation. I'm currently avoiding it now. This is where most people lose. The moment the income goes up, guess what else goes up? The expenses. And sometimes the expenses, they go up higher and faster than the income does. They end up making less, or I would say keeping less. A newer car, a nicer apartment, the latest phone, more eating out, more having drinks at the bar, more subscriptions, and more stuff. I wouldn't do any of that. In fact, one of the biggest reasons I built my portfolio was because I refused to increase my lifestyle every time that I earned more money. Wealth isn't built on how much money you make, it's built on the gap. The gap between what you earn and what you spend. The bigger the gap, the faster wealth grows. Number three, I'd build an emergency fund. Before investing aggressively, I would first build an emergency fund. Small emergency fund of $1,000. Not because cash makes you rich, it doesn't, but emergencies do happen. A flat tire, a medical bill, loss of your job, and just any unexpected expense. My car got towed, a crackhead broke my window, I got pulled over and got a $400 speeding ticket. You name it. Without an emergency fund in place, that emergency becomes a financial crisis. But when you have an emergency fund in place, that becomes a minor inconvenience, a little bump in the road. You don't need to sit on a giant pile of cash. You just need to have enough so when things happen, you don't make any desperate decisions. Number four, I would start investing consistently. Once a foundation is built, once a foundation is established, and you have your emergency fund in place, I'd start investing immediately. Not waiting for a perfect market, not waiting for a crash to buy the dip, not waiting for permission. Every paycheck, every month, over and over again. And any gains that I make, any dividend income that I make, gets reinvested automatically. I don't even look at it. And honestly, that's what I'm doing now till this day. That's how I got my $0 to 100,000, and that's how I'm going to get my 100,000 to a million. I keep doing that. I'm automatically investing no matter what till this day. Because most wealth is not created by timing the market. It is created by time in the market. I'm sure you heard that phrase many times before. People want exciting strategies, but I want repeatable strategies. I want a nice system in place. And oftentimes, consistency beats intensity. And that same principle applies to working out and other areas as well. It doesn't apply to only finances. And number 5, I would ignore what everyone else is doing. This one is difficult, especially today, because everywhere you go, you see someone driving a nicer car. You see someone taking a vacation. You see someone having fun and having a luxurious lifestyle. You see someone with a Rolex watch. But comparison is expensive. Not only is it financially expensive, but it can also cost you your peace. It can also cost you your happiness. It can cost you your joy. It can cost you your focus and your attention. Attention and focus that can be used towards building wealth, maybe. If I had to start all over from zero, I would stay focused on my own game, because someone will always have more. Someone will always look wealthier. Someone will always have the latest and greatest. The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to be financially free. And those are two different things. What most people would do wrong if they had to start all over from zero, they would probably try to get rich quickly. They'd invest a lot of money into crypto that they couldn't afford to lose. They'd dive into option tradings, not being fully aware of what's going on. Day trading, hoping for a big win. The lottery ticket thinking. The problem is that desperation usually leads to bad decisions. Being hasty usually leads to bad decisions. And building wealth is kind of boring. It's not usually flashy, it's not usually exciting, it's showing up consistently for years. And most people know what they're supposed to do. They just don't want to do it long enough. My final thoughts is, if I lost everything tomorrow, yes, I would be disappointed. And I'd probably lose my damn mind for a little bit. But I wouldn't feel defeated. Because I did build the portfolio, but I also built a mindset. I also built a belief system. I also built habits and a nice system in place. And those are things that no one can take away. And that is why I believe that I would build it back again. Maybe not overnight, maybe not in a year, but eventually I would. Because if I can do it once, I can do it twice. And ultimately, wealth isn't something that you have. Wealth is something that you repeatedly create each and every single day. My name is Mario, the Carless Millionaire. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what I had to say, then please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you have ways or suggestions on how to build a portfolio and build your net worth, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear it. If you're an individual that would like to build wealth without lifestyle inflation and would like to be financially independent one day, then you're in the right place. Please subscribe to the Carless Millionaire YouTube account. And if you like this video, please check out my previous video where I talk about the day I realized I didn't need a car. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Because most because most wealth, oh man, I'm struggling putting those two words together. Most wealth, there it is. That's most wealth. Because most wealth is created because most because most wealth because most Damn it, bro. What am I? Because most wealth is created